If you're a parent, here are 3 things that you should not be doing. Here we go. Number 1, complain. Do not complain. Correct your children when they complain. However, that correction is going to be a little effect if they hear you complain. Complaining makes you a victim. If you're upset about something that you can control, fix it. If you're upset about something that you can't control, make peace with it, okay? But don't complain. Complaining does not make you stronger, it makes you weaker. Complaining about your situation will bring insecurity to those that are with you in your situation, like my wife, my kids. I would want the people that live in my house to know that I believe a bad day in my house is better than a good day anyplace else. Why? Because of who I get to live with, who I get to spend my days with. I should not complain. Coach John Wooden said, "Things turn out best for those who make the best out of the way things turn out." Train your children that way. Don't complain. Number 2, do not do for your child what he can do for himself. If you do, it will train your child to be lazy. It will rob your child of gratitude. And number 3, it will train your child to be irresponsible. If a child can pick up his toys, then he should pick up his toys. If a child is old enough to clean up his mess, then he should clean up his mess. If your child is old enough to put his clothes away in his dresser, then your child should put his clothes away in his dresser. Do not do for your child what he can do for himself. There are some things where maybe your child can't do them all by himself, but he could help. Something like maybe shoveling the driveway or shoveling snow from the sidewalk if you live in an area that has snow. Well, you know what, maybe he can't do that perfectly, but he could get out and help you shovel snow. Maybe he can't take the trash out all by himself, but he could help you take the trash out. Maybe he can't fold all of his clothes and put them away perfectly in his dresser, but he can help do that. Now, I know what you might be thinking. It's easier if I just shovel the driveway myself, if I just take out the trash by myself, if I fold these clothes by myself, and you would be right. It would probably be easier if you just did that yourself, but we want to train our children to be responsible, to be hard workers. And one thing that you should not be doing are things that your children can do for themselves. Do not do for your child what he can do for himself. Along these same lines, we should train our children to solve their problems. Don't solve every problem for your child. If your child is struggling at school, make sure he asks the teacher. That doesn't mean you never intervene and you never give help to your child, but make sure he does his part. If he's having a problem at school with a classmate, teach your child how to handle that problem. What is the best thing to say or to do? Again, that doesn't mean that we never intervene and help out in areas where maybe our child cannot deal with the situation. But most situations, our child can take care of with a little bit of help, with a little bit of explanation as to this is what you do to solve this problem. But let your child solve his problems. Do not do for your children what they can do for themselves. Before I go on to number 3, thank you for watching the video up to this point, and I hope that it's been a help to you. It is no accident that you are your child's parent. And thank you for investing in yourself to be the parent that you should be. We're excited about other videos to help dads, to help moms, husbands, and wives. So make sure and subscribe so you can see those videos. The third thing that a parent should not be doing is rewarding bad behavior. Now you might think, I would never reward bad behavior. You know what? I don't think we would purposely do that, but I'll give you 3 examples. Number 1, do you ever give your child what they want when they whine? If you do, you are rewarding bad behavior. You are training your child to whine. Do not give your child what he wants if he is whining. If you do, you are rewarding bad behavior. Do not bail a child out of negative consequences that he has earned. Okay, if you do, you are rewarding bad behavior. You are accidentally training your child that problem, it's not his problem, it's your problem. Sometimes as parents, we assume the responsibility of the shortcomings of our children. Now, certainly we need to help them with those shortcomings, but the consequences of those shortcomings, they need to deal with those consequences. Otherwise, you are training them to be irresponsible. I was told by a dad not long ago that keeping up with my son's schoolwork is a full-time job. And you know what? He's right. But it's not his full-time job. It's his son's full-time job. So don't bail your son out of consequences if he doesn't turn in an assignment and he gets a bad grade. He needs to deal with those consequences of the bad grade. Do not reward bad behavior. And if you're bailing your son or your daughter out of the negative consequences that they have earned, you are accidentally rewarding bad behavior. The third example I will give is cleaning up a mess, okay? If a child makes a mess, then a child should be accountable to clean up that mess. Now I understand your child might be 2, but your child can still help in picking up that mess. If your child is old enough, a child just needs to clean their own room. If you go into the child's room and clean their room for them, you know what? You're rewarding bad behavior. If a child can pick up after themselves, then they should pick up after themselves. If you pick up their mess, you're rewarding bad behavior. Do not reward bad behavior. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to learn more about making your home more enjoyable, my wife and I made this video. Thank you again for watching.